When the Japanese were patrolling the hospital, their shaking knife handle touched the sulfuric acid on the table, and then the whole bottle of sulfuric acid tank went into the boots. The boots were corroded and half of the leg was basically worn out. With the screams of the little devil, the woman next to her looked very scared on the surface, unaware that all of this was carefully designed by her. The woman deliberately placed the open sulfuric acid bottle on the edge of the table and pretended to open a drawer, moving the chair back to a specific position. When the surveillance officer passed by, she adjusted the space twice and eventually let the officer accidentally spill the sulfuric acid just to get rid of their surveillance. Because the little devil killed her parents, she is going to create an accident next and destroy the entire company of the devil. She put on her white coat and took the ether off the table. She came to the corridor, pretended to squat down and tidy up her shoes, took the opportunity to stuff 3 pieces of sugar into the door crack to lock the automatic door, then adjusted the position of the hanging bottle behind the door so that it could hit the window, moved the alcohol wooden box and stuck it on the opposite side with a small cart to ensure that pedestrians would touch the wooden box. Subsequently, she brought a box filled with needles into the waiting room. There are many injured devils here. At this moment, a doctor put down distilled water to disinfect the needle. As the glasses fogged up, the woman pretended to help wipe them and took the opportunity to hand over the ether in her pocket to him, then moved the chair position. A nearsighted doctor couldn't see clearly and mistakenly poured the entire bottle of ether into a disinfectant canister filled with countless needles. The woman took the distilled water from the table, told the doctor that the glasses were in the duty room, and led the doctor away from the waiting room. Then he went to the hallway and knocked over the whole bottle of distilled water. The water flowed along the corner of the wall towards the sugar cube under the door crack. The sugar cube began to dissolve when it met the water, becoming a simple timer. The devils in the waiting room were quickly confused by ether. The woman went to the distribution room to pull out the kerosene lamp plug, closed the main switch, and squeezed clean water on each switch with a wet towel. The officer ordered the soldiers to check. The corridor was pitch black, and the soldiers did not touch the mechanism. They opened the main switch with the kerosene lamp, and in an instant, the flames burst forth, causing a short circuit and power outage in all hospitals. At this point, the sugar has completely dissolved, and the wooden door automatically bounces back, hitting the hanging bottle. The hanging bottle shatters the window and flips over the disinfection tank in the waiting room. The disinfection tank was caught by a chair, causing a violent collision. Under the action of vaporized ether, a big explosion occurred. Countless needle heads shot into the room like rainstorm pear blossom needles, and all ghosts were stabbed into a sieve. The devils hurriedly escaped from the waiting room, squeezed into the dark and narrow corridor, and knocked over multiple boxes of alcohol in the chaos. The officer fired his gun and gestured not to move. When the liquid picked up, he found it was alcohol and immediately ordered everyone not to move. The soldier who could go to the power distribution room for inspection happened to come back carrying a kerosene lamp. The officer's face was terrified, and the lamp shook and fell, smashing alcohol on the ground. The entire corridor instantly caught fire, and the devils cried and howled in the small space.